this war is ours.
Yes, I will see you through the smoking flames on the front.
Sorry for my extended absences, brothers. School and work have me very busy, and I try to post content when I can. I'll be looking for another welding job here in the coming months. School is going very well. Anyway, I would like to bring up something to your attention. As we all know, with the rise of feminism, we've seen many of the bogus victimhood monikers, and we've all become privy to feminists and women in general, never taking accountability for their failures in life. It's always the closest man's fault. It's never the woman's fault. We just gotta blame the man for everything. You know, the whole 9 yards. The left, and especially the left-wing side of the political spectrum, we've seen the rise of them celebrating mental illness, something that they feel the need to always have to grandstand and virtue signal about. It's always the same shit day in and day out. But another thing that particularly stands out with me is the farce known as the body positivity movement. And this is coming from someone who has been obese most of his life and has had struggles with food addiction of all sorts since childhood. Yes, I am talking about myself. Body positivity, or better yet fat acceptance, teaches a generation of girls, and to a lesser extent boys, from what I've noticed, that you can be healthy at any size and you don't have to work out. You just have to love yourself the way you are. Who cares if that scale says you ballooned up to 500 pounds? You just have to love yourself and everyone else will love you too. Well, gentlemen, I don't know about you, but that's probably the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. I mean, seriously, you would have to be the biggest dumbass in the world to think somehow being 2 cheeseburgers and a milkshake away from a heart attack is fine. It's not. That indicates that there's something very wrong with the picture when a person feels the need to indulge themselves by eating their pain away and replacing it with an even worse pain. It's like putting a plywood board on a big-ass pothole and calling it fixed. It doesn't solve anything, and it causes nothing but further injury to yourself and those around you, because everyone else has to adjust their lifestyle to feed your fat ass that's skirting very close to death. Ever watched the TV show My 600-Pound Life? For those that aren't aware, it's about how people that are severely obese, weighing anywhere from 600 to 900 pounds, are telling you their life stories about the events that led them to where they are today, the traumatic experiences they've dealt with, and what has led them to getting as large as they did, and them admitting to themselves that I have a problem, and if I don't get up off my ass, I am going to die. I'm not going to make it much longer if I keep on like this. There are a lot of that can make that conclusion and will start making the changes necessary. They aren't like the rest that hides behind the wall that smashed into smithereens. No, my brothers. These are men and women that will travel all the way to Houston, Texas after meeting with the infamous Dr. Nowzaradan to come up with a plan to help them beat their problems and come out better and healthier than before. These people take responsibility for the shit they put themselves in, and they take the steps needed to ensure that they live to fight another day. But when it comes to disgusting land whales out there that stuff themselves up just so they can get a paycheck, that's the part that sickens me to no end. Case in point, Miss Whitney Thore from the sitcom My Big Fat Fabulous Life. All she does is make excuse after excuse to the point where it literally got her fired from a personal trainer. I'll link the video inside the description upon which you can pause this and see for yourself. This is the same fat bitch that stuffed her face with marshmallows, gained nothing but fat, and sits on her ass trying to glamorize something that's a huge health crisis for the United States and possibly other countries around the world. She takes no accountability for anything and is always looking to blame others for her problems. If she's not blaming others, then she makes excuse after excuse to justify her poor life choices. She never takes any responsibility, and when you confront her about it, she pulls the old crocodile tears. She's a sham, and you would do well to avoid watching that bullshit show of hers like the plague. Not just her, but others like her. Also, I forgot to mention, she suffers from a disease known as PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome. She also uses that as a crutch to try and justify, again, how it's fabulous living life like a fat slob. There are women I know that also have PCOS, but they don't make any excuses. They've had surgeries done, they went to the gym, they put in the work. She never once made any attempt to do that. Sure, she lost 100 pounds once, but that was forever ago. She's just like all the rest of those sorry wastes of skin. Another thing too that I find repugnant is when you have plus-size models like Tess Holliday out there trying to push the mantra of loving your body. If you really did love your body, you would be going to the gym and burning off all those calories you racked up, not just sitting on your ass doing nothing, thinking some guy worth his salt would ever take you in as a mate. Any red pill man that has standards and humility would never in a million years even consider dating someone like that. Especially me, and believe me, I struggle with this myself. But unlike them, I take ownership of the decisions I've made that's led me to that point. Yes, I have a weight problem, but I don't try and justify why I should sit on my fat ass and eat nothing but junk food. I eat a proper diet when I want to lose fat. There are times I get complacent, but I catch myself when I know I need to stop and focus on losing weight for the sake of my health. And there's also the health risks involved: diabetes, heart disease, certain types of cancers, weakened joints, etc. When these people try to normalize a health disorder, they are only making the problems worse. They aren't helping them. They only make it worse. I'll post more links inside the description below discussing that. The other thing that I would also like to make known is the rise of plus-size caskets. If you aren't familiar with that, these are caskets as wide as a queen-sized mattress. I am not joking. You can look this up on YouTube or Google Images. Go on the search bar and type up plus-size caskets. It should be enough to shock the hell out of someone seeing something like that. Just something to consider. Choices have consequences. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, or otherwise. If you make bad choices in life, you have no one to blame but yourself. Anyway, that's all I have. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. Donate to my Patreon for more content. Videos like these are made possible from viewers like you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.